Up people, this is Ashwin Vidyala here. This is video 21 of the 30 video challenge. 30 video, yeah, I did not say 30 day challenge this time. Yes. So yes, and I'm Richard. This is something from Richard Puddin again here. I should probably button up my shirt. It's not cool to be hairy anymore, which sucks for me because I'm an extremely hairy dude. Not that I can't take care of it, but you know, it's too much effort. I will though. If this was the 70s, I would be the man. Yeah. But it's not the 70s, so yeah. Too bad for me. Feel sorry for me. So anyway, getting to the point. Both of my dads were generous men. Now, let me give you a backdrop in case you don't know the book. Robert Kiyosaki, the author, he had his real dad, who he calls his poor dad. And then he had his best friend's dad, who he called his rich dad, because his rich dad were grooming his son, who was his best friend, and the author, to be very good businessmen, basically. So that's who his rich dad is, and his poor dad is his real dad, who was a PhD professor, extremely educated dad. Both of my dads were generous men. Both made it a practice to give first. Teaching was one of their ways of giving. The more they gave, the more they received. One glaring difference was in the giving of money. My rich dad gave lots of money away. He gave to his church, to charities, to his foundation. He knew that to receive money, you had to give money. Giving money is a secret to most great wealthy families. This is why there are organizations like the Rockefeller Foundation and the Ford Foundation. These are organizations designed to take their wealth and increase it, as well as give it away in perpetuity. My educated dad always said, his poor dad, when I have some extra money, I'll give it. The problem was, there was never any extra. So he worked harder to draw more money in rather than focus on the most important law of money. Give and you shall receive. Instead, he believed in receive and then you give. I want to highlight one point. Giving money is the secret to most great wealthy families. Giving money is the secret to most great wealthy families. Rich people you see anywhere, they always give, generally speaking. They might differ in philosophies of how they should give. Some people give to charity, some people have their own foundations. I heard this one rich guy, he said he grew up Mormon, and so he said, and then now he's not. So he F the institutions. So he does not give charity per se, but he gives when he's at a restaurant or something, he gives 40-50% tips to waitresses and waiters and stuff. So everybody give in a slightly different way, which is fine. The important thing is that you give. This is a scriptural principle as well. If you're Christian, it's called tithing, 10%. If you're Muslim, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called zakat. I don't know what it's called. So don't yell at me if I get it wrong. But there is alms giving. I think it's more like, I think it's 2% though in Islam, at least strictly according to the Quran. In Hinduism, people give, I don't think there's a set percentage. And it's a scriptural principle as well, because he said, when you give, you will receive. When you give money without the fear of loss, when you give it thinking, it's just money. I have it today, it's gone tomorrow. Who cares? When you give it with that intention, when you give it away like that, it comes back multiplied. I have read that and seen that. I haven't seen that per se. I have read that and I've heard of this principle in so many different ways from so many different peoples in so many different contexts that I completely believe in it, which is what I also do. I make it a point, maybe not a set percentage, but I do make sure that I give away a portion of what I earn. I think it's just important. You might disagree with me, which is fine, but I think it's important and that's what I do. And I think that's something that will be extremely valuable to you. Have a great day.